Shad Rhodes, do you remember the first movie you saw in surround sound? Mine was True Lies at a friend's house on VHS, but I've been hooked ever since. Well, Shad Rhodes, my first experience with surround sound was with what movie was that? It was Indiana Jones, The Raiders of the Lost Ark. That was the first movie I saw. It was at my father's friend's house, and he had two Bose speakers. I think they were 301s at the time, and he was playing it on VHS with a Sony Hi-Fi VCR. Ever since I saw that, we sat down and listened to that on the couch for about 20 minutes, and I was blown away by how good stereo could sound from a Hi-Fi VCR. Ever since that day, I have been on the quest to always upgrade. And another really good demo that always sticks out into my head was also on a pair of Bose 301s. This was at a Circuit City, and this was on a Toshiba DVD player, and they were playing The Lion King. It was the part where Simba was with the Rafiki, and his dad's. They were I think it was that night scene where he's walking through the field, and his dad's talking to him overhead from the heavens, and you could hear like the wind and all this stuff and the music. And that was the second demo that really kind of stuck out in my head, besides Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. And for whatever reason, man, those Bose 301s just really sounded really freaking awesome for whatever reason. And it was just stereo. It just kind of blew my mind. And then after that, yeah, man, it's just been an ongoing quest for awesome surround sound. And I even picked up one of the first Dolby Digital processors. I don't know if anybody remembers it, but it was a Yamaha. I think it was like a DSP-1 or something like that. It was something like that. It was just a standalone decoder, and then you had to pair it up with their receiver. It was like an all-black box. It had the green LED display, and it was still when I think about it, still one of the coolest looking processors that I've ever seen. And I noticed a lot of the high-end, manufacturers still have like that stark, design where it's just like, just a box and maybe a little display. Was it the DSP? Let me just look it up real quick. DSP-1. DSP processor? Man, I forgot. I can't think of the model number anymore. I know one of you guys probably had it back then too. Like, it was very old decoder. Digital decoder. I'm on my broken iPad right here. Let me see if I can get an image for you guys. But yeah, man, this was I remember. Here it is. It was the. Bam! Look at that. There it is. That's it right there. That was my first Dolby Digital decoder. It's the DDP-1 AC3 decoder, vintage, clean, $120, brand new, eBay. Look at that. I remember that. Man, that was so awesome. I had the green display right there. But yeah, man, that got me into surround sound. That and a bunch of little cheap Pioneer receivers and cheap Sony receivers, inexpensive Sony towers, and little mini Iowa systems. So that was my first one of my first forays into